We are currently in the middle of one of the most successful earnings seasons that we have seen in a very long time. But at the same time, July 2026, we are on pace to have the worst July in 22 years in trading. But to me, it is to be expected. They are currently in the middle of changing the infrastructure rails of trading. So if you are a retail investor, you trade in equities, you are a day trader, you need to pay attention to this because the data that you have been using to base your investment decisions on is going to be obsolete. So you need to understand how it works, how to take advantage of it, and why things are not going to look the way they have in the past. You already know how we roll around here. This is not investment advice. This is for informational and entertainment purposes only. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Make sure you do your own due diligence. Every investment, you run the risk of losing your money. Never forget that. With that being said, enjoy the show. As of the end of July 2026, we are currently in the middle of one of the most successful earnings seasons that we have seen in a very long time. Of the S&P 500, 86% of the companies who have reported so far, they are beating earnings reports. But at the same time, July 2026, we are on pace to have the worst July in 22 years in trading.
Wow.
I know, crazy. But some people may be confused, but to me, it is to be expected because they are currently in the middle of changing the infrastructure, the rails of trading. So if you are a retail investor, you trade in equities. If you are a day trader, you need to pay attention to this because the data that you have been using to base your investment decisions on it's going to be obsolete. So you need to understand how it works, how to take advantage of it, and why things are not going to look the way they have in the past. In spite of the fact that everyone's calling for a bubble burst, they've been saying it for a long time, every time you turn around, but yet the market keeps going up and up and up and up. There's conflicting information. Basically, there's volatility, and we are going to look at one of the major things in this episode that is determining the volatility, and it'll all make sense to you in the end.
You know, I'm excited.
I know. I was really excited to produce this. This has been on my heart for quite some time. It's been based on a theory that I've had for a while where I say day traders, you typically base your information, your trades on historical data, right? So you look what happened in the past and determine what happened in the future.
Right.
That's okay. But the reality is, what we're experiencing right now has never happened before.
Say that again.
What we're experiencing right now has never happened before. There are about 5 or 6 different things that's happening right now that has never, ever happened before. And it will affect every single one of us. But before I go into all of that, we're going to look at this secret little company that most people don't know exists to explain the whole entire landscape of all of this. And this company got their hand in everything. They are the epitome of picks and shovels. Y'all know we talk about how investing in the picks and shovels is going to be the main winning strategy throughout time. They picking and shoveling like a mug. And you've not even heard of it. They touch on everybody's lives. You might not even heard of it. Have you ever heard of DTCC?
No.
You've never heard of DTCC as a trader? Have you heard of DTCC?
From the facial expression, you should know. No.
Oh man. I'm excited to introduce you to this little itty bitty company. They make money off of every single trade that you do.
Okay, let me try. As far as what I know of trading, right? And let me think about it. You said DTCC.
DTCC.
Based upon the information, the context clues that you just said, is one of the C's commission in there? No? Okay, well, I have no clue what I just don't know.
DTCC stands for Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation. Okay, but before we go into DTCC, how they got their hand in every pot, and the changes that they're making right now, I need to back up and explain to you the anatomy of a trade. Most people, tell me how you think a trade works when you place a trade. You buy Tesla. We know Brandon.
When I
in
buy
love with
sell,
Tesla.
okay.
Let's buy
so
Tesla.
I know a little bit more in depth.
Okay.
I know it has to go. Let's say when a person clicks buy, they have to be matched with a seller. Sometimes they're not matched with a seller immediately, but what happens is there are certain market makers or institutions that buy these shares in bulk on like dark pool or dark markets and things like that, that will take the order, fulfill the order, and then at a later point match it with a seller if you know, something like that. But then that even has to get cleared after a while. But then they have a 24-hour window to reject if it gets cleared or not. So,
not exactly. Almost.
No?
You did good though.
Okay.
I would give you a 95. If everyone is graded on the curve, you get a 95.
Okay.
In terms of accurateness, you get a C minus. Okay. So this is how it works.
Okay.
All right. So there's four parts, four things that happen when you press a trade. Okay. The first thing is execution. So you place a trade with your broker. That could be Charles Schwab or any, Robin Hood or whatever. Place a trade with the broker. The broker then sends it to either a stock exchange or a market maker. So it could go to the NYSE, it could go to NASDAQ for fulfillment. Finds the fulfillment, and then, I'm buying 100, you're selling 100, they're selling 100. That exchange, they match the trades. Once there is a contractual obligation, right? I'm going to fulfill this. You're going to, you'll be on the other side of the trade. That is, the trade has been executed. So immediately in your account, it shows as executed. Even though it's showing as executed, so many other things actually have to happen behind the scenes. Okay? So that's an execution. I agree to sell. I agree to buy. Someone on the other side, let's say I'm buying. I agree to buy. Someone on the other side agrees to sell. Bing, boom, bop. Okay? The next thing is clearing. Clearing is a little bit more nuanced in the sense of, a lot of trades are happening every single day. As opposed to in the past, this used to actually work like this. Every trade was matched. Clearing basically takes an aggregate for your brokerage. So let's say, for instance, you got 10 people at this brokerage and we all make a purchase totaling of 10 shares each of this particular stock. And then let's pretend like there's only one other person on the other side of trade. On the other side of the exchange is another brokerage, right? And they have, let's say, 80 cells, okay? So this means that as an aggregate, we're buying 10 more.
Right.
So the clearing basically says, hey, only you guys need to fork up only 20, the difference. Does that make sense? Okay. So clearing literally reduces down to 2% of all exchanges that have to happen. Because if we got to do this over and over and over again, this is a lot of paperwork. It's a pain in the butt. Okay. The company that actually does that is called NSCC. NSCC, we're going to come back to this in a minute. NSCC is owned by DTCC, the company that we have not explained just yet. Okay. Then after, this is called clearing. After this, settlement. Settlement settles up all the money, all the actual securities exchanges. All right. Right now, we are in an era of T+1 settlement. I am so old that I lived, when I was a trader, we used to do T+3.
Oh, wow.
I know, T+3. So it changed from T3 to T2, I think, in 2017, and then T2 to T1 in 2024.
When I started, it was T2 and T1 20. I don't. Yeah.
It was 2024.
24.
It was 2024. Now here's the funny part. It used to be T+5. I know, crazy, right? Okay, so settlement is when, so you got the security side, and then you have the cash side. On the security side, that is DTC, DTC is also owned by DTCC. DTC is Depository Trust Company. I promise I'm going to make this all make sense in just a minute, okay? So they handle settlement, making sure everything is recorded properly, making sure everything is exchanged, everything is airtight, things are where they need to be, okay? Just as a quick aside, when you own a stock, your stock is typically held in street name. So just to keep it from always being changed hands everywhere. So when Apple, when they update their records, it'll say whatever the street name is. Now the brokerage doesn't always be the street name, and I don't want to get into the weeds of that because it's not that important for this episode. But let's say, for instance, your brokerage is, I don't know, JP Morgan. On their records at Apple, it'll say that company.
Got you.
Internally at your brokerage, that is where everything is allocated. Okay. And so right now it's about a day. It takes them about a day to make sure everything is recorded properly, money is exchanged properly. So that's on the exchange side. As far as settlement goes, there's the money side. Guess where the money is moved?
You're telling me to literally guess right now? Guess where the money is moved. Now I have to think of the money. So
now, mind you, keep in mind, the money is moved on an aggregate as well, the same way that the securities are moved on an aggregate. So it's not a whole bunch of transactions happening for every single solitary trade. I bought one share of a stock. I had a little bit of cash sitting in my account the other day. I bought one share of a stock. It's like $50-something.
Okay, you saying so
they're not moving around $50-something in between these institutions.
Right.
Guess where the money is? The money is moved.
I really want to get this right so bad too.
It's an easy but hard. Real quick, this is a great moment. This is why you need to be on our newsletter list. I break everything down. You need to get the full picture. Some of y'all understand things better when you read it and you see the outline. I know the show is entertaining and I be giving y'all game, but I really give a full game away in the newsletter. Go to the link down below, sign up for the newsletter. It is absolutely free. Sign up right now. Guess where the money is? The money is moved.
I really want to get this right so bad too.
It's an easy but hard.
It's an easy.
I don't expect you to know the answer, but it's something we covered.
I feel like the money is moved.
It's a bank.
I want to say through the Fed.
Yay!
Really?
It's the Fed.
I really want. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. To me, that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. We just gonna move big stuff. We don't care. We don't want to deal with you peasants.
It's like, how do you move water? You got to move it through the ocean.
I ain't mad at that. We took a little vacation. Brandon drank some, he got some rest. He came back bright and shiny, alert. I love that. Okay. So that is settlement. Okay. Then the fourth part of the trade is custodian, who records, like, all of this has to be recorded with who's holding what and where, making sure everything is safely kept. Okay? Because you're not taking a paper certificate. So someone has to be the custodian of these.
Ooh.
What
just sounds so dirty.
It sounds dirty to you?
As I'm following right now, I just want to figure out where it keep going now. Like, it's just like, wow.
I know, crazy, right? Okay, so that's the anatomy of a trade. Remember I told you about these different corporations and I was going to explain to you the hierarchy. Okay, DTCC is the parent company. They pretty much handle all of this. They have a few competitors, but they're the big dogs. They handle all of this, okay? Under DTCC is DTC, okay? DTC, remember I told you, handles settlement.
Okay.
NSCC handles the clearing. And then you have FICC, who handles this for fixed income. Then there's another organization that handles this for mortgage-backed securities. It's quite a few organizations underneath of them where their only job, they are the ultimate picks and shovels. I don't care if you lose money. I don't care if you win money. I don't care if you're betting for Tesla, SpaceX, Bank of America. I don't care. We make money. Picks and shovels. Okay? Let me give you a little bit of history. Dating back at the end of the 1900s, it got to be too much. Actual trades used to be, everything was settled per transaction. Paper was exchanged, all the stuff. Then they had an earlier predecessor of, I think it was like the New York Stock Exchange version of a clearinghouse at the end of the 1900s. Then, fast forward to 1960, we had a paperwork crisis, which basically a lot of trades was being placed. And so it was a lot of paperwork because they were literally recording everything by hand and all this stuff was getting exchanged.
Oh, wow.
So out of that, some years later, DTC was born. Okay? DTC is one of the smaller, the subsidiary of DTCC. DTCC didn't exist yet. Okay? DTC was born. This is where they basically immobilize shares. Okay? Because remember, paper shares were actually exchanged. So they said, okay, we'll hold on to the shares. Kind of like the goldsmiths were the original banks.
Okay.
Okay? We'll hold your gold. We'll give you a document. Okay? That's money. Remember? Okay. So that was like in 73, I think it was. Okay, then immediately after that, 1975, Congress amended the Securities Exchange Act. This is I'm sorry, y'all. We had to say it a bunch of times. It's a little bit of a tongue twister for
SEC.
me. The SEC,
Yes.
which centralized, because there was multiple places where clearing and settlement happened, okay? They had to figure out a central location for this, okay? So the SEC oversee everything, because if we're going to have this one organization that handles all of this, this is a monopoly. Remember I was saying before, in certain instances, it's good to have one company. We always be thinking that a monopoly is a horrible thing. It's not always horrible. Just imagine if you had all these different places competing to record and settle and clear transactions.
Yeah, it'd be chaos.
It'd be absolute chaos. Okay, so if we're going to do this, we need to have an organization that oversees and makes sure that everything goes smoothly. Okay.
Makes sense.
Immediately after that, 1976, the NSCC, which is who handles clearing, they were established. Then in 99, the DTCC basically brought the DTC, which handled settlements, and the NSCC up under one roof.
And so the DTCC?
DTCC is a parent, remember.
Okay, so the DTCC brought the DTC and NSCC together.
Yes, all up under one
And
parent company.
And is that governed by the SEC? All of that is
They're
governed by?
regulated by the SEC.
Okay.
The DTCC is owned, this is important, this is when I was on my evil laugh, they're owned by the member banks.
Oh, wow. Here comes the evil laugh right again.
So look, y'all, when I was pulling all my information together, so y'all know who owned the Fed. Remember we were talking about the Fed, they handle the money movement. Y'all know who owned the Fed.
If they don't know, they should go watch.
They
should go watch the old episode.
The Fed
No,
was
you shouldn't even tell
owned-
them. You shouldn't even tell them. You shouldn't even tell them that they don't know who owned the Fed. They got to go watch the last episode.
It was 2 episodes ago.
It was 2 episodes
The
ago?
Federal Reserve episode, I think it was. We talked about the Federal Reserve. The Fed, you
gonna
gotta
tell
go
them?
watch it. I'm gonna
Okay.
tell them. I'm gonna give them some context,
Okay.
but you should really go watch the episode. The Fed is owned by member banks, but it was started by J.P. Morgan. J.P. Morgan was the ringleader. That's basically it. I think y'all know I run my whole transcript through chat to make sure I don't say nothing crazy. Chat gonna be like, "Don't say it." That was not accurate. So,
Yes.
the Fed is owned by its member banks. The ringleader is J.P. Morgan. The DTCC is owned by the member banks. Who's the ringleader? J.P. Morgan. So J.P. Morgan owned the Fed. The Fed handles the money movement side of transactions. J.P. Morgan.
Pull it together, J.P. Morgan.
They are pulling it together. That's
I'm calling you J.P. Morgan right now.
JP Morgan done pulled it all the way together. Okay? So, they own, the member banks owns the DTCC. Of course, JP Morgan is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I love this for them. I ain't gonna lie. It's funny. I don't know. I don't even know how I feel about it. I'm not opposed to it. Do your thing, JP Morgan. Don't come after me, okay? Don't you dare come after me. I saw this girl online. She posts way more conspiracy theory information. But this woman online, she posts some really good stuff. I wish I can remember her name off the top of my head. But basically, she posted a video about one of the 13 families that run the world. I'm not even going to say which one it is. But she specifically talked about one of them.
Mm-hmm.
It begins with an R, ends with an S. And they took her video down. She wasn't saying nothing crazy, nothing, but she just was like peeling back layers.
Mm-hmm.
And then she basically said, somebody was like, yo, what happened to your video? I was going to send it to somebody. And she said she went through her page. She couldn't. She was like, she thought, I know I made it because I got the notes. I know how it is to have notes on your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Gone.
I'm gonna take a page out of your book.
What?
You say, I ain't gonna say nothing about no insurance. I ain't gonna say nothing about no JP Morgan.
JP Morgan, I got no problems with you. Don't come get me. Don't come get me. I'm minding my business and my green blazer. Okay. All right. So DTCC now owns a 99 DTC, NSCC. I can't remember when FICC came up under them and when the mortgage company, and it's some other small ones, but they're just not important right now. So I don't need to go into detail about that. Okay. I'm going to pause right here for just a minute. Talk about 2021 with GameStop, because this is really important to why things are changing and how it's going to affect, and why everything about the way that traders make decisions can change. Okay. GameStop, meme stock, y'all remember that, 2021, everything was popping. Because it was a meme stock, volatility and just a high volume of trades created this situation where it made everything very unstable. So a lot of trades went unsettled because there was so much happening. One of the reasons that the DTCC even exists is because it helps mitigate the risk of just settlement risk in general, right? So if I say, hey, I'm gonna enter a trade with you, but I back out because we got T+1, T+2, T+3, depending on where we are in history. If I back out, then there's risk involved.
Right.
And so when you typically do a trade from a clearing perspective, you're doing the trade with the NSCC, okay? So they're basically indemnifying the risk of the settlement risk.
Right.
Right? So they make their brokerages, they have to put up collateral.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is one of the benefits that you get when, as a retail trader, because they may say $0 in fees, but you're paying fees somewhere else. This is one of the benefits that you get. They are essentially putting up collateral, okay? So when all of these trades ended up happening and things went unsettled and it was so much volatility and it was so much illiquidity, because volatility, especially when it's a lot of trades like that, it can create some liquidity issues, all right? When that happens, it exposed a gap in the collateral mitigation risk. So NSCC is basically saying, hey, based on this amount of trades that you're doing, this is how much collateral you have to put up.
Right.
Okay? When you increase that amount of trades overnight, because there's a meme stock, now this collateral does not become enough to handle trades that are not settling. Things that was executed, but it's not settling. So now we got a bunch of trades that's not settling. You don't have enough collateral to cover this. Who out here?
Right.
Right? Okay. I want you to keep that experience in mind, because I want you to equate volatility, increased trading with this collateral risk.
So just to make sure that I'm caught up on what you're saying, as far as the information I do know about that GameStop era and what happened, apparently because it was a meme stock, it drew in so many retail traders, right? And then these retail traders were just throwing money into the stock,
trading and trying to take advantage.
And then
of
there
these
were like
price swings.
larger institutions, as far as what I know, and just correct me if I'm wrong, but there were larger players and larger institutions shorting this stock, like kind of putting a ceiling on it, like, and just shorting it. Now, as far as what I know about shorting a stock and shorting,
Well, they were shorting the stock, and then what happened was they got on the message boards and was like, "We can't do this for our beloved GameStop. Everybody go and buy it."
You said they did do that?
That's what happened.
Oh, okay. Because
that's how it became a meme stock. So the value was dropping. A lot of traders had short positions. And then they went on Reddit. The nerds went on Reddit. Let's save GameStop.
Oh yeah, I was on Reddit. when that was happening.
I'm
still a part of Reddit, the Reddit page.
They all partnered up and was like, let's save it.
Yeah.
So then you had they had short positions that the price went up. And so now it's a meme stock. It's not based on, and this is why I call SpaceX, it's the largest meme stock ever. This is not based on technicals or even valuations. This is like, we love Elon. We love Gary. Yeah, that's you. You on there. You holding the hat. Elon. That's not good.
I'm just kidding.
You're not kidding, but that's okay. That's what ended up happening. But as a result, it put the NSCC and the brokerages in the jam.
Oh, yes. Wait, before you go, that's what I was saying as far as the aspect of shorting. When these institutions short, the legal way to short is you have to borrow and then sell at the price that you borrow with a agreement to buy back later and fulfill, the amount that you borrowed.
Okay.
But to my knowledge, what I was understanding is they weren't having no agreement to fulfill. It was just more so shorting.
Shorting and probably try to sell the contract.
And then
I don't know. I don't remember. I remember it. I was nursing a 1-year-old child at the time, and so I actually got heavy into trading at that time. So I was buying a lot. But
But that makes sense as far as what you said though, because if you're shorting and never fulfilling the agreement, there's a lot of unfulfilled orders that are just like, hey, where's
that wasn't really what the issue is. The real issue lied, and that created a situation where the price shot up, and so everyday people thought that they can get in and take advantage of the volatility of this thing, right? And so speculation is, I'm just watching this video. I'm gonna relate it to something totally unrelated. I don't know how this got on my timeline. I have no idea. On YouTube, there's a guy who makes content about, and is geared towards millennial who inherit all of these weird little trinkets that are baby boomer parents bought. And so he gave the example of like things remembered. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's like gifts that you can place on display in your house, or like salt and pepper shakers. I remember my grandmother had all of these figurines. And so what happened was, there was a guy, and I can't remember his name, but he was the father of all this. He started with these plates. This is according to this, don't verify this. This is according to this reel. He started with these plates, and you fabricate a scarcity. So you're making the plates and you fabricate a scarcity. And so that happened with Beanie Babies. Beanie Babies like, we're going to retire this Beanie Baby in 5 years, and people buying them. But what happens when people just wake up and say, I'm not going to buy it anymore? Or the tulip crisis of the 1600s. Are you familiar with that? This was they teach us in economics all the time. It was so much speculation. The cost of a tulip cost something like 4 times the yearly wage of a regular person.
Oh, wow.
A tulip bulb. And then the market crashed. So this is one of the early, in finance, this is one of the early lessons that they teach you about market crashes, frenzies, speculation. So it's not really based on any value. This is my issue with SpaceX going into your retirement account. It's not based on a real value. 20 times earnings based on something human beings have never done that we know of. Yeah, we're going to go to the moon. Okay.
Yeah, you make a good point when you put it like that.
This is all speculation. Because what happens when we wake up and everybody realizes that Elon got a dad bod and he baby dad to 10 people, 12 people, and he be scamming.
Well,
take that part out.
He be scamming. I was about to sing that in Miami.
I got this. I was having a conversation with my friend. We had a whole. You would have been so mad, but we had a whole little stand up talking about like there are groups of people in this world that have stereotypes of doing certain types of things, and Elon does those things, and he's not part of that group of people.
Wait, hold on. He does all the stereotypes, but he's not a part of the
a million baby mamas.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Grifting.
I have a problem with that, actually.
He be going on. He went on there and was like, I will hear what you guys say in a minute. But they did an interview and he's like, if you had $1,000.
I thought I would talk to you about it. He was like, I just borrowed it. They're going to give it to me.
And so, but y'all get mad.
They believe in me. They're going to give it to me.
But y'all got mad at some of the black influencers that y'all said was scammers. They did the same thing.
I'll just ask for it. If I ever go broke again, I'll just ask for it.
Y'all got mad at some of the black scammers.
Oh, that was hilarious when I seen it.
Yeah. I'll put the clip right here.
I will be able to ask people to just give me money with the promise that I will have a high return, which is what I'm able to do right now.
Yeah.
Like if you give me $1, you will get back much more than $1. Probably just talk people into giving me money, which I've done before.
Y'all got mad at the black scammers for doing the same thing that he's doing. One of the black scammers that's on trial right now, he got indicted federally. He had a promise of a certain vision. Hey, we're going to take this particular part of the country and build it up, and I'll control every step of the process. Sound familiar? But y'all mad at him, and he doing it. Anyways,
I don't really love Elon. I just love that aspect of what you just brought up. I love how he can just get away with doing every stereo. It's more so humorous.
Not his stereotypes. The other groups of people's stereotypes.
Because everybody be on Future. They be riding Future, him and his baby mamas.
And so you happy that he getting away with it?
I'm not happy that he getting away with it. I just find it humorous. It's just hilarious to me. Like, come on.
Anyways, GameStop was a meme stock. Everyone was caught up in the frenzy. But I'm pointing this out to you because I want you to understand what happens when increased retail traders, volatility comes into the market. It can create problems. There becomes an illiquidity problem, specifically for collateral. And then 2024, just continue on our timeline, then 2024 is when T+1 came into the foray, okay? They can settle, get you in and out in a day. Why we not at immediate? That brings us to today. Okay, as of today, which is July 28th, almost exactly 2 weeks ago, on July 15th, DTCC did their very first tokenized trades. They tokenized QQQQ, and they tokenized some share of spiders, and they traded them right on up, and they went successful. And they're very, very excited about this. Now, this is what I need you to understand, because this is the part that a lot of people want to miss. I need you to really understand their positioning. DTCC provides a service, okay? They provide a service for establishing the roads and highways for all of this stuff that you and I know and love. You love more than me. Okay.
You know, as you explain all of this, all I can think is opacity and complexity. And those two words, when you say, you have this much complexity.
But I will say this. Okay, opacity, no. Was that what you was going to say? You were going to go more to the complexity?
More so to the complexity.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Keep going. When you have this much complexity.
Yes, when you have this much complexity, I forgot exactly what you said, but it was just pretty much like it's meant to confuse you. Like, it's meant. Oh, okay, go ahead.
It's meant to. It's a feature that they take advantage of the fact that people don't ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that they wake up and say we want to confuse people. Maybe I have said that in the past. Possibly, maybe they do.
Backstop for the backstop for the
backstop for the backstop for the backstop. But I know that most people are not going to want to look under the hood of all of this. So it's like the Wizard of Oz. Just follow the yellow brick road. Everything will be up here. Don't worry about what's going on back here.
Mm-hmm.
Also, remember I was saying that we don't need this complexity. I recently came across a theory not too long ago. It's called the terror management theory. The terror management theory suggests, or it states, that everything that humans do is in response to the fact that we are the only species that knows we're going to die.
Mm.
And so we erect these monumental institutions and these complex things because we can't cope with the fact that we know we're going to die. Maybe we build these things as a way of distracting ourselves or as a way of establishing some sort of immortality. Like, if we make these complex DTCC situations that no one can get out of, it'll be gone. It's my work. It's my life's work.
Mm.
And so it basically says that almost all human behavior can be boiled down to this terror management theory, which kind of supports my whole theory about war and progress and human beings itching to go to war all the time.
Mm.
It's like, if I know I'm going to die, this is what some humans, which then made me, after I got exposed to this, then it made me think about Christ and the promise of life everlasting, right? And so, like, if you're operating like, I know I'm going to die and like perish and never exist again, then I'm going to do wild stuff. Whereas the scripture promises us, like, hey, I know there's another way. You don't have to operate like you know you're going to die. Because if you know you're going to die, which goes back to Adam and Eve, you eat of this tree, you will surely die. Guess what? The knowing that you die is the death part, because that's the part that make you act crazy. Deep, right?
And gave a little sermon in here.
No, we're not going there. We did a whole sermon last episode. We ended season 1 on the sermon. We're going to go over here, give y'all a little sprinkle. So y'all be ready when we end season 2.
Sprinkle, yes.
Which will be about December or something. I don't know when it's going to be. We did it in the library at my house. We'll do another episode like that in about another 6 months. Okay. The complexity. So yeah.
But I think you were going somewhere. The point that you were making and me saying that complexity, you were explaining the complexity of it, but it seems as though you feel as though this level of complexity makes some type of sense. Yeah, it's necessary.
At this stage. Now, what they're about to do next, I think it's going to be some parts of it that's not going to make sense. For instance, they did these trades on chain, okay? Right. You would think, one, if they did the trades on chain, that means that they settled. The execution, settlement, cleared instantly.
You said all on the chain.
They did these trades on the chain, completely on the chain. Now, they ran them tandem with their normal system so that, it was really kind of a test, but they are doing this. They're about to be in full effect in October. Okay, this was kind of like their little test. Now, this is what I wanted to point out. DTCC is providing a service to these banks, for real, for real. Remember, they're owned by the banks. Okay, they're providing a service to the banks. What DTCC is trying to do now is, because with blockchain and tokenization, it changes their whole entire business model.
Right.
And so they're very smart because they are getting ahead of it. And they're saying, hey, we've created this system. We're showing the world that we can tokenize real world assets. They're doing this because they want their customers to hire them to tokenize other stuff.
The banks do.
No,
The
DTCC.
Oh, okay.
They
DTCC.
want their customers, more customers, to hire them to tokenize other stuff, more aspects of the exchanges, for equities, for debt, for
I got you.
off-market products.
Real estate.
So here's the thing. When I first heard of crypto, and the technology, 2016, my mind, y'all know how I think. I immediately didn't think about nothing else. I wasn't even thinking about Bitcoin. My mind was like, oh, they're going to put real estate on the blockchain. That, to me, is the easiest situation. And I just thought by next year, everything will be on the blockchain, because with real estate, one of the risks that you run, remember we talked about the different risks. We got liquidity risk, we got counterparty risk, we got collateral risk of equities, and that whole thing we just talked about. But with real estate, you have title scam risk. It's actually quite easy to steal a property. You will go to jail for a long, long time. A little would throw you under the jail. You ain't go. Then you get caught. You won't even be able to buy real estate no more. They put that. I know somebody who got caught doing some title nonsense. They can't even buy real estate no more. I know, crazy, right? They will throw you under the jail. Okay.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
No.
But cities, people lose a lot of money because of the process is so messed up. Even what you call tangled title. So if someone owns a property and then they have a will that says, I leave this to my kids, and then they don't die until their kids is 4 generations away. They die. Now at this point, they got great-great-grandkids. I came into this world with a great-great-grandmother. When they die, they got great-great-grandkids. By that time, that could be up to 30 people. Half of them is dead. Half of them is married. Half of them got kids. Not half, but a quarter of them could be invalids. So now you got a tangled title. And then when Granny finally dies, and then they go to pull up, the title, who owns what? Who's signing? We can't, this one is in the crack house. We can't even get in touch with that one. This is common.
Yeah, it is. It really is, though.
So my mind was like, oh, they're going to figure this out. But what I didn't think about was, if they do it, one, really the main thing is, you know how many people you're going to put out of business? Title company, lawyers, probate attorneys, the title insurers. That's a $1 billion industry in one city.
By putting it on the blockchain.
And also too, the elected officials. Now we're going back to 2017. I didn't even, if I know what I know now, I would have proposed it to them then and did a whole presentation, because I told you I know a lot of city council people. I actually have some ideas that I want to share with them, but I would have went and tried to educate them. I don't know what. Again, just imagine you a title company and you doing 10, 20 million a year, and then somebody come along threatening your business. All of this has to be handled with care. So let's run this parallel to tokenization and DTCC. If I'm telling you, theoretically, We can put all this, all of this on the blockchain, immediate settlement, immediate execution, immediate clearing. What else is there for us to do? Mm-hmm. Right? But you do add another risk. Okay? The other risk is liquidity.
I was going to say volatility. But
both. But really, I mean, if you got instant, it could. Well, I'm stumbling over my words. The reason why I'm stumbling on my words is because volatility is going to be a question in just a second. Okay? Mm-hmm. You put all of this on the blockchain, it almost eliminates almost everything. So the way that they're doing is they're just, how they're building it out, it only tokenizes portions of the process that still leaves. Now, this is my conspiracy. They're going to tell you, oh, this is what we can do. That's what they're saying. This is what we can do, but it's still this, and the other that needs to be done. But the reality is, y'all know how this technology works. Mm-hmm. For real. And I'm not saying that it will be responsible to wipe out whole businesses. It's people with jobs and families, and people have to get used to a new way, all that. But the reality is, y'all can theoretically put everything on a blockchain, and we don't have to do this no more. Okay? Mm-hmm. But there are portions of it that still do need to be done. Okay? So they did these trades. In addition to these trades being done, so now they've successfully done it. Okay? In addition to these trades being done, London, they're going to a 24-hour trading platform. I know.
Going to a 24-hour trading platform?
Yeah, they're going to have a separate 24-hour trading platform in 2027.
Oh, wow.
They announced it just a week ago. Robinhood, they're going to allow tokenized assets to be collateral. They have a crypto system that's allowing for all these assets to be on their main net. And you're going to be able to use it. The whole point is to use it as collateral. iTrust, who we have a partnership with, they're big on crypto. They're going to be introducing some equities into their platform any day now. Now, here's the thing. You should open up an account with iTrust. They're going to give you, if you use my link, they're going to give you $100 directly in your account once you fund it. So you can do crypto, and as soon as they're going to be adding 6,000 equities so you can trade. The beautiful thing is it's all up in there together. Okay, and they can take delivery of precious metals, some other stuff. The link will be down below. Make sure you use my link so you can get $100, okay? And for those of you who started the process but didn't fund your account, please, okay? Because what's the point if you don't fund it? All right. Then TradeWeb just recently allowed for tokenized cash to trade tokenized treasuries on chain.
Tokenized cash to trade tokenized treasuries.
Yes. Everything happened on chain. Okay? Now, why is this important? Why this is important is because it'll explain a lot of things that's happening and what is going to happen as a result, okay? Remember, you actually brought to my attention that they recently changed that $25,000 rule. What is it called again?
PDT rule, pattern day trader.
Pattern day trader. For those of you who don't know, if you're a day trader, they used to make you have $25,000 as collateral in the account in order to do day trades. They completely removed the rule. That, to me, that's so drastic. Like, they could have at least stepped it down. That, to me, is wild, okay? I already knew what was coming. First of all, okay, that basically says that they want retail traders. Also, here's the other thing. There has been an influx of retail traders, specifically options traders, specifically 0-day options traders. Crazy increase. I can't remember the stat. I'm going to post the stat right here. crazy increase of options traders. So you got this crazy influx of retail traders. They're allowing anyone to be a day trader right now. Okay? Remember, when you have all of this activity, what does it create? Volatility. Okay? It creates volatility and liquidity issues, especially if you got a whole bunch of trades happening in T+1. But we're moving to blockchain, so it's fine. It's not fine, but it changes the risks. Now, this is what I want you to understand. Sometimes retail traders can remove liquidity from the market, but in this particular instance, what it's going to do is allow specifically institutional traders to monetize liquidity better and more predictable, because regular retail traders are very predictable. So I can monetize the liquidity that you are either adding or taking away way better, especially around the clock. Now, this is what I want you to understand. This is real important. Before we go into what I want you to understand and how you need to look at this as a trader, okay? There is another theory called anthropic shadow theory. Has nothing to do with any of this. This is very fascinating, okay? Anthropic shadow theory basically says that if we're trying to map time, human history, human recorded history, the probability of a mass extinction event, we literally can't, because we exist in an unbroken chain of humans begetting more humans.
Right.
Okay? If we wanted to map the probability of this whole thing going kabuzz, oh, the world is going to end, we can't. Because we only exist within the unbroken chain. We have gone near extinction quite a few times, but we have never gone completely extinct. Okay? What I want you to think about like this, and this is one of the reasons why I like to study history, why I always give you history, why I like to study especially the history from the Bible, because pattern recognition is only as good as your memory. So if I'm observing the last 5 minutes, I can observe some patterns about the last 5 minutes, but I get way more data if I can come out and observe the last 10 years, if I can come out and observe the last 10,000 years, because there are patterns that exist within the 10,000 years that you won't see within 5 minutes.
Right.
Which is why it is not good when your attention span is reduced, because you can't recognize bigger patterns, because you can only pay attention to the last 5 minutes. You can only pay attention to the last 2 days. I'm going to give you another example. This is about to go left, and then we're going to come back in just a minute. I'm going to give you another example. Remember we did the episode about NATO, right? That was a really good episode. Y'all killed it on watching that one. And so in the episode, we talked about how NATO is now, so U.S. has a guns and butter problem, because NATO has said, hey, we would like for all of the NATO countries to increase their military spending to 5% of GDP. We talked about how U.S. is at 3.2% currently, but we nominally spend way more, and of our government budget, we spend way more than everyone else, okay? Right. And so how that poses a problem for us more than the other NATO countries, okay? I think that happened, that announcement was like July 7th, okay? That was the meeting. Do you know, last week, this broke my heart. Pete Hegseth went to the Senate to ask for more money because NATO told us we got to increase our spending.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw it on social media.
Did you see the senators laying into him? How dare you ask for more money Did you see that? But you're not scratching your head. How dare you ask for more money when we've got this problem and that problem and this problem and that problem? You mean to tell me y'all forgot about 2 weeks ago? I know if I saw the NATO thing, y'all senators saw it. Why are y'all cussing P. Hegseth out? And I'm not even a P. Hegseth fan. You are the warlord of wars. That's like an awful name to have in history.
Just by the name.
The job used to be Secretary of Defense. Now he's Secretary of... They changed it back. It was a name from, I don't know, the 40s or something. It was a title in the 40s. We realized this sounds like you're the Secretary of War? That sounds like you're the God of War. Like, this is like an awful title. Who wants that title? I don't know. Donald Trump told Pete Hegseth he had to have it.
Oh, I thought you were saying by his real name. I thought you were...
No, his title. Okay, I keep calling him the Warlord of War because that's no different than the Secretary of War. That is an awful title to have, but whatever. Anyways, I guess basically what they're saying is like, we are not just defense. We are on offense. I don't know how that man sleep at night. Who knows? I'm saying all this to say, I'm not here to defend him, but that whole thing was a circus because they know that y'all don't remember past 2 weeks. And people was in the comments. Fam, what? This was on the front page. That NATO said we got to increase spending to 5%. And then y'all saw that. Attention span is this big. And when I say y'all, I'm talking about regular people. Y'all saw NATO said we got to spend it to 5%. And Donald Trump made a big deal about NATO cussing Spain out. Remember all that?
Yep.
And y'all was mad that he was cussing Spain out. Y'all saw it. Your attention span is so short that y'all couldn't connect the dot from 2 weeks prior. That had me in my bag. I was ready to cry for 2 days. I'm serious. I was ready to cry for 2 days. I want to be very, very clear. I'm not crying about the war part. Like, that's another set of tears. I'm crying because this circus is getting over on y'all. The senators got up there and cussed Pete Hegseth out. I know they know about the 5%. They only did that for y'all. He took it like a champ. He took it like a champ. I wouldn't have took it like...
You know what I'm talking about, brother. Stop acting crazy around here.
Okay. I'm not doing this, y'all. I'm not doing this.
What was that? Who said that? Was it Chris Tucker? Can you read the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Can you read the words that's coming out of my mouth? I'd be like, I'm not playing this. I'm not doing it. I don't know what I would have did, but it would have been something. Y'all would have been thoroughly entertained.
That's all I thought about, though, when I actually saw that clip.
He was like, did we just talk about this?
Yeah, really. When I saw the clip, I was just like, oh, he's just doing what...
They acted like they didn't see the news that we saw.
He's just doing what they said in the agreement. He was like,
you
had went over everything that they said they were going to spend. this for this. And he's like, yeah, we need... extra $1 something billion for...
And they're like, how dare you ask for $1 billion? Our children are hungry. We have homeless people on the streets.
Guns and butter. He should have said that on the... Guns and butter.
And you know the thing that makes me sad about that, we're going to come back to the anthropic shadow theory in just a minute. Sit tight, y'all. The thing that makes me sad about that is both parties have deemed you dumb. Because it's not just a Republican, Democrat. It's not that. They said, lights, camera, action. Take one.
Oh. I thought you was doing the...
Is this thing on? No, that's not that we don't care about you.
To a certain degree? You don't think so?
I think it's past that. This is a... And the Oscar nominee goes to Lights, Camera, Action. This is a show for y'all. Y'all don't care about yourselves. That's what that is. We know y'all don't care about yourselves. So we're just going to play into it. We know you want us to ask them these questions. Every time I see them Senate hearings and them senators be cussing them out, and I'm like, let me tell you something. If you're a politician, politics is politics. Don't forget that. Some of them politicians be acting so bold and tough. You know darn well you scared of Donald Trump. You know you scared of P. Hegseth. I'm going to tell you right now, I ain't scared of neither one of them, but if I was a politician, I'm not going to cuss you out. I'm playing chess. I'm playing Star Trek chess. I'm not even playing regular chess. I'm not cussing you out on TV. And these people
Star Trek
playing chess
is crazy.
You know what I'm talking about?
No.
You've never seen 3D chess before on Star Trek?
No.
It's an actual game. It started out as just being like a prop on there. So me and my dad got this joke. We used to watch Star Trek together. For those of you who don't know, I'm a TOS fan. So, you know, people say, you playing checkers, I'm playing chess. No, we got to say, you playing checkers, I'm playing Spock chess. We say Spock chess. I didn't want to say Spock chess for y'all because that's just our little thing. So I said Star Trek chess, but it's Spock chess. So it's chess, but it's 3D boards.
Oh, wow.
So it's a board down here, a board up here, and a board up here. And so it's an actual game. Nerds know how to play it. That's
a whole different game somebody playing.
Exactly. That's what I would be playing. I'm not cussing these people out online. I ain't doing it. I would go toe to toe with Donald Trump. You would
always
call me a dad. I would call you a dad. It's always the third option.
It's always a third option.
And they be so tough. They be so tough. I know you're a punk. I know you. I can look in your eyes and tell you're a punk. But you're just doing this to get this off. Lights, camera, action. Corny. It broke my heart. I knew a lot of this was what it was, but like, it broke my heart. Then it makes you wonder some of the stuff. Don't hate me, y'all. I love y'all. Don't hate me. Y'all gonna cuss me out in this, but just humor me. It makes you wonder when Donald Trump be like, they're after me, da 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 da. It's stuff we don't know.
I really think he's a radical. In my personal theory, I think the powers that be are losing. I'm not gonna say losing control, but are in a spot of. I won't even say exposure, but I think Donald Trump is pushing the limit. That's what I would say.
He's pushing the limit, but then he be turning around doing. We go back and forth about this all the time.
Yeah.
You be wanting to be like, go ahead, Buck, push the limit, but then he be doing and saying some of the craziest stuff. Like they put up a cartoon about MAGA the other day on the page. Or like how you're just being silenced when all this ICE stuff is going down. What's happening here? That's not cool. Like I get whatever your plan is about immigration, that ain't none of my business. I'm not getting into that. I know where I'd like to make an impact. But these people, this is not cool.
Yeah.
These people are dying. People.
Like, yeah, real life dying.
Real life dying. Getting murdered. Innocent people. They locked up a nun the other day. Nobody I didn't see nobody out the White House saying I'm sorry. So I'm not. Sometimes you be wanting to be like, yo, okay, you dismantling this craziness, but then you go and
you join in on it.
You do something crazy and stupid, and it just be like, I don't know, I don't care. That's just how I feel. I don't know. Just run me my coins.
But I want you to go back to.
I want to go back to the anthropic.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask. Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't gonna forget. I'll be remembering.
I know.
Anthropic shadow theory basically says that we don't know what risks. We have no idea what risks are about our existence because we only context we have is the existences when we win. So we don't know how often, big dominant species ending events happen, we have no idea the probability of breathing our next moment. We don't really know. Okay?
And when you say anthropic shadow
It's
theory,
called the anthropic shadow theory.
you saying the word or the company?
No, it has nothing to do with the company.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Probably, so there's an anthropic shadow is, there's another theory called the anthropic theory, and I'm sure the company was named after that. Okay. Now, let me relate this to what's happening right now. It's not an exact matchup, but traders, and this is why I keep saying to you, what you trade on, these candles and these patterns that you look for, these patterns that you're basing it off of are based on market conditions of the known history. You have no idea the way that markets would react based on these conditions. And these are a lot of conditions that we've never experienced before. An influx of retail traders, tokenization, 24-hour, you don't know what this is going to do to psychology of people, 24-hour trading. Then you got prediction markets. Let me tell you how prediction markets, the biggest issue that prediction markets and how it's impacting and how it's going to affect trading and patterns is prediction markets is really gambling. I'm not saying like, oh, it's gambling and it's really gambling. They've just changed the terms and called it or prediction events. So people who are gambling on prediction events believe that they are traders. They believe they're traders. They really do. That's like, I like playing craps. When I used to, nothing happened. Nothing happened. I never got crazy about it. I just don't feel good as a Christian because of what I know about probabilities and versus the spark of life. That's another conversation for another day. I just don't feel comfortable. But let's just live inside of when I used to like to play craps. That's like me saying, I'm a trader. I'm playing craps. Put 10 on 6 and 8. 12 on the byline. I'm a trader. So this blurred line between gamblers and now we don't got the $25,000 rule for day traders. They can ooze their way on over here. 24 hours, the middle of the night. I'm stressed. I'm going to gamble on Russian tabletop tennis. You seen that, right? Where they got these people who go and play all day long and you can watch and make bets on, they play soccer, just footsie, the table this big. 2 people playing and you can make a bet on it. You can make a bet on anything.
I was finna say on anything now.
On anything.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna make a bet on that. Then I'm gonna go over here and bet on Tesla. Then I'm gonna go and bet on this, I'm gonna bet on that. Volatility changes the market.
Which opens me up to, I think it was either early this year, maybe it was last year. But I remember Trump was on there. He was like, we got to get markets back to what they used to be. He was like, you have good news and markets will go up. And now you have good news and markets are going down and all this. And what were you about to say?
No, it's going to be like that it's going to be like that. I remember when we first started this, Nicole Volatility Purvy.
Yeah.
And I didn't have enough time to explain all of this. We don't have no precedence for this. So when you're looking at charts, especially over the next couple of months, we move to from Q3. Are we in Q3 right now? Yeah, we're in Q3. Q3, Q4, all the way into 2027. Things is about to look wow. Which is why we had the worst month of July. Worst July in 22 years. But earnings reports is beating records. Earnings is beating records right now, while every single economist is talking about we're about to have a bubble burst. Ray Dalio talking about should have got in when you got in. History says this is going to happen. So here's the other thing. Talking about the anthropic theory, remember I gave you the example of like, you got enough data from 5 minutes ago, You can zoom all the way out. The problem is we can't zoom out enough to see this.
Mm-hmm.
This has literally never happened before. We about to move to instantaneous settlement. So as we're moving to the blockchain, they need more liquidity. They need to be able to predict and make more money off of the liquidity.
Mm-hmm.
Enter you. We done got all up in your head. Yeah, you're a trader. Yeah. You want on that prediction bet? You're a trader. Come over here. Coming to the big leagues now. 0-day option?
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
And it used to be only for like ETFs, like S&P 500, QQQ, you know. But
now
then
you can 0-day on anything.
that'll just open it up.
They just open it up. Why you think that is? Now here's the thing. Some of y'all be like, I'm looking at technicals. I'm not doing the betting, I'm sure. But when you're looking at historical data,
Mm-hmm.
there is no precedent for this. Remember that. All of these new participants will make the market act differently. All of these new rules will make the market act differently.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, DTCC literally swapping out the train tracks for how this thing is thinging. When you needed to get some spices over to India, you hopped on a boat. DTCC said, no, out of nowhere, overnight, we're going to do it by airplane. So I need you to keep your eyes and your ears peeled. This goes back to my theory. I'm going to talk about some things that we can do about it, but this goes back to what I've been saying to y'all before. Private markets. You gotta learn business, because then if you're going to still invest in the stock market, I'm okay with that. You need to know how to look at the valuations. You have to,
Mm-hmm.
because this technical stuff is about to blow out of the water.
Yeah.
We don't know. I don't know. You're going to get candles that I don't even know nothing about candles, but the candles is going to be looking crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I can tell you that firsthand. I just seen something.
You seen a candle that looked crazy?
I just seen it with Tesla. You know, I've been trading. I said I was going to only trade Tesla all year. Tesla missed their earnings just by a little bit, but still got upgrades from major.
Oh my God.
From $500 target price upgrade from Barclays. Like,
I did see that.
and the stock still like tanked. Historic candle. But I initially knew once the pattern day trading rule took effect, when they said that change was coming. That's when I knew, like, this is going to be just a whole different ball game. Just not going to be what it used to be.
Yeah. So here's the other thing I will be thinking about too. Swing trading or buying and holding. I'm not saying don't do day trading. Do what you want to do. I care, but I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all ain't gonna be like, Nicole said and something else. I'm just telling y'all, just giving y'all my hypothesis.
I think it's better what you said right before that, though. Like,
What'd I say?
learn valuations.
Learn valuations and understand business.
Yeah.
Once you start getting into business and understanding business really well, so that you can evaluate these stocks, you're gonna want to get in business.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're gonna want to have more control, and you don't want to be at the whim of these retail traders. These retail traders that get on the Reddit message board, tank your stuff just because.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about what you can do about it. I hope I've proven my point. Let's talk about what you can do about it. Some of this stuff I want to read off because I printed it out. I want to read it off. So I got notes about how you can take advantage of this. First, some of this stuff, I'm going to zoom out. This is Nicole Big Thinking. So if you're a small thinker, fast forward past this part. I'm serious. Because I'm about to say some stuff and some of y'all are going to be like, but I can't. I'm going to tell you right now. I looked at a lot of DTCC videos. I know almost their whole staff. Okay, not almost they, but like a lot of their leadership team.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they are smart. But these are some unremarkable people. Unremarkable. Unremarkable. You got this. If you really want to think small, again, fast forward. Okay. Let's talk about, this is how I would be thinking. I have an idea of something that I'm going to send a nice little memo to someone on. I'm not going to share it with you guys, but it's embedded in this, okay? Mm-hmm. All right. So, number one, build the toll booth, okay? So, the first thought was tokenizing real estate. That was my first thought, right? That's lazy. But a valuable business model is controlling one of the layers. Because remember how I showed you how DTCC owns all of these layers. I didn't even go, and we didn't have enough time. I didn't go into all the little minutia layers. But think about owning the toll booth amongst the layers. Okay? So origination, think of assets, an asset class, and think about origination, underwriting, ownership records, compliance, servicing, custody, liquidity, collateral, and data. That was another thing we didn't talk about. Access to the data. I'm going to come back to that in a minute. I want to make sure I stay on this. Okay, what do I mean by this? Every single step that I named here, okay, either you can insert yourself within a different asset class. DTCC, they got stocks on lock. You're not getting in there over there. That's okay. Within a different asset class, that real world assets, there are tons of assets that in the next 20 years, all of it will either be controlled by AI or on chain. How can you control the toll booth for it? So origination is getting the thing, converting it over. So let's say, for instance, real estate. Let's pick a small city or town. Mm-hmm. There is going to be someone who will come up with the process. Let's say, for instance, hey, they've decided that they're going to tokenize it. There's going to be someone who will come up with the process to originate the asset in the chain. So the first thing I'm thinking about, like real estate, let's say it's a process where my brain went, I don't care if somebody else take this idea. This ain't the idea I was going to share, that I got the thing for. But with real estate, what if somebody tokenized not just the home, but the condition and the repairs of the home? So let's say you put a property on blockchain, mm-hmm. right? The property has plumbing from 2001, new windows from 2024, you name everything. All that stuff goes on chain. I know. How do you verify that? That's origination. How do you verify that? What if the process is 5 random inspectors? Now, it might be expensive up front, but when that thing go to change hands, that's a different type of party. Or as the city, if you do this, you can, because there's less fees involved with title transfer, possibly even lower title insurance, you can make more money on the transfer tax as the city. So how are you going to verify the origination when it goes on chain? Outside the box. I just made something up. Mm-hmm. There's so many things that you can build into the blockchain with the asset that goes along with the asset. Mm-hmm. So no longer can someone lie about when the roof was done. You also can't steal a property. Mm-hmm. Underwriting of the asset, ownership records, compliance. How are you going to verify that everything is still? There may be transactions that in the interim, in the beginning, might need to run alongside of it. Maybe not as expensive as a 30-day title, or title could come back in 3 days. Servicing who holds custody of the actual asset. In the case of real estate, maybe it's a situation where, like, you know, I don't know, the city typically holds custody of the deed, but like, or they'll record the deed, not custody. You get your own deed, but they'll record the deed. I don't know. Liquidity, something like this, you could create a market. There is a company that now they allow people to put their real estate and trade fractional shares of their real estate on the blockchain. I don't know how they're doing, but it needs mass adoption. So I'm just this is off the top of the dome. But when I'm looked at DTCC, there's so many steps in it that some of it is tokenized, not all of it. And so a lot of this stuff needs to be verified. You could set up a company, do a proposal, set up I don't know, it could be a million different assets. Think of anything that has the risk of being scammed on, or people can steal it, or there's like, you need to put cars on the blockchain. Cars 100% need to be put on the blockchain.
I was really thinking that earlier.
Okay. You could become the DTCC or the DTC plus transfer agent for a niche. Very similar to what I'm basically saying. For example, your platform could know who legally owns each interest, what percentage each investor knows. This is just basically one of the many combinations, just broken down into one common thing that people will understand. I talked about this too, but this one is a good one. Another one, I'm going to go in on this again. Build the verification layer. A token can say it represents a $5 million building. It cannot independently prove that the building exists. The lien is valid. The rent roll is accurate. Title is clean. All the things. So here's the other thing. Keep in mind, like, this will put out, if this is successfully done, which is why it has to be slowly integrated. For those of you who have this idea of how to do this for any industry, it has to be slowly integrated, because it will put out a lot of people. This could put out appraisers.
Yeah.
They wouldn't get as much business, not completely, but they may not get as much business. I don't know. Here's the other thing. When you put stuff on blockchain, you can make private assets usable as collateral, because then it can be traded. Now, let's go all the way down to equities type of people. Okay, so you could own the stocks that own the infrastructure instead of constantly just trading, like you day traders. Couple of companies you can own: Intercontinental Exchange, CME Group, NASDAQ, London Stock Exchange Group, Deutsche Börse, JP Morgan, your faves, Bank of New York, State Street Group. You can own the digital infrastructure: blockchain connectivity, custody technology, compliance, identity, cybersecurity, data verification, institutional wealth infrastructure. Here's the other thing too. For those of you who are TPD members, y'all know our guy. He literally, if you wanted to build something, or if you wanted to tokenize anything, if you wanted to build your own thing, we have a guy who was a friend of the Prophet Door. I'm not going to say his name. You got to be a member to join. He's our guy. He's done 2 presentations for us, and this is what he was talking about. Okay, shout out to D. D, you know who you are. Okay, you want D's information? You got to join. D do everything on crypto and blockchain. Do everything. If you want something big, if you want your own Coinbase, he can build you your own Coinbase. He that guy. Last but not least, invest in skills and businesses around the transition. Tokenization readiness. Get good at this. Create a course. Better yet, get good at this and go and pitch yourself to corporate businesses. Understand this. For those of you who literally don't know what you want to do, study this thing. Go and pitch yourself to businesses that need to understand or that may be primed for tokenization, so that you can come in and teach their staff. Get yourself a little $5,000, $10,000, $25,000, $50,000 contract.
I was even thinking emergency management of like what happens if it fails.
So you know what's funny? The DTCC, they had a practice run for Lehman failing right before Lehman failed. So when Lehman failed, crazy, right? Crazy. Keep in mind, well, I don't know if it was Lehman specifically, but they had a practice run for something collapsing. They knew exactly what to do. Crazy, right?
Yeah.
I know. So yes, there you go. That was great. Took a break, Brandon came back super short. Asset data cleanup, investor reporting, primary market administration. Just FYI, these are the skills around all of this. And here's the other thing. For those of you who have jobs and you're scared that AI is coming in and you get mass layoffs, I keep telling people, if you got a job and you don't want to get laid off, get good at AI integration. Get good at tokenization. This is about to be the new thing that people are going to be talking about, not as much as AI. But this is going to be a huge thing for those of you who work in industries that things can be tokenized. Once the stock market goes tokenized, now it's this mass adoption. Now everything else is going to want to be tokenized, going to need to be tokenized.
Yeah.
Investor onboarding, compliance workflows, legal documentation coordination, portfolio dashboards. Okay. What did I say? P&S.
Picks and shovels.
Picks and shovels.
Boom. So Tory Lanez, right? Everybody hate Tory Lanez. It's the hate Tory show. But then you have conspiracies about Tory Lanez. Have you ever heard any of the conspiracies about Tory Lanez? So the
side quests.
So the conspiracies are that this whole thing, this whole conglomerate of
Megan Thee Stallion and all that
was all fabricated to get him out the picture from the powers that be.
What was he doing? What's wrong? What was he doing wrong in the picture?
5 years ago,
he
figured all this out.
He figured what out?
Blockchain? The tokenization, the blockchain. 5 years ago, when everybody putting monkeys on the internet and selling $30,000 monkeys and stuff, he was like, "Why put a monkey on there? Why not put my album on there? Why not put an album on there? Give people the ownership and they make money off the album too. Then, how about that? Put an album." Only artist who ever did it. You go look it up. They put an album on the blockchain, right? Sold 1 million copies in 57 seconds. Made $1 million in 57 seconds. And people were selling that album like crazy. Making money.
Trading it. And to put the record company out of business.
What label? I don't need it. He started going, I don't need a label. I don't need it. And you tell me a year after that, he gone 10 years.
That's crazy.
He's gone for 10 years. This is a conspiracy, you know. But that goes back to what you said. You could put people out of business, and people don't like that. Now you gotta
do it slowly. You don't want title companies coming after you.
You know.
You don't want guess what? They insurance.
You don't want to say nothing about no insurance. But yeah, go look it up. That happened. That's real.
Let me just say this. I am a girl's girl. When I tell you I'm a girl's girl, I am a girl's girl. I've always believed the women. I'm joking, but I'm serious a little bit. I did not follow all of that just because it just was weird. She got shot in the foot. Who did it? Who was in the room? Wasn't somebody in the room that wasn't supposed to be in the room in the car?
They don't know who did it. They still to this day don't know who did it.
So why he in jail? That's the question?
Because she said he did it. He was never found guilty of shooting. Well, I'm not going to say found guilty because he was found guilty, but he was never proven by evidence that he shot her outside of her testimonies and outside of nobody else having different testimonies. He didn't testify. The friend didn't testify. Or the friend ended up testifying.
Listen, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something right now. If I'm sharing information that you court companies don't want me to share, just ask me. just ask me to stop. Just ask me to stop. You do not have to frame me. Just ask me. Just ask me. Listen, and I'm not saying the thing about me is like, I'm not here to give y'all false information, but there's so much information to give. I don't have to bark up the wrong tree. We just go to another tree. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure if they would have just asked Tori.
Hold on, let me write your sign so you can say the right things on it. You know how people be holding up, how they be holding up the signs in the background. And they be making a video look like somebody reading off. I did not say anything.
I did not say anything about JP Morgan. I did not say anything about JP. Just ask me, y'all. That's all you gotta do. Hey, Nicole, we're powerful. You're not. You're powerful spiritually. We're powerful in this earth realm. And we don't really want you talking about da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. All right, give me a list of some other topics, please. I got you. I don't feel that strongly about like, y'all niggas be taking this money too seriously. Like,
the Epsteinians.
They y'all be taking money way too seriously. Like, yo, we were talking about like, it wouldn't occur to me to do this. Like,
and that goes deep.
I know. I enjoy money. Don't get it twisted. I'm a true Taurus. Taurus like money. We like nice things. I like money. But I'm going to tell you something. I can achieve internal happiness without it.
Is it that we like money or we like the access?
Whatever. I like money. I don't care. Whatever you want to say. It's just not that serious for me to do something that's like.
When I say the access, because certain people get money and they have, like, what you said off camera, like certain people feel like a price, like people get money and they feel like they have access to anything.
You don't, though. That's the thing.
I.e. Diddy.
But that's my whole point. You don't. Money doesn't buy access to anything.
Right.
And so that's why it's like, y'all be taking it too seriously. The stuff that's most important in life, money don't give you access to it. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying it because I'm trying to be like, money doesn't buy love or money doesn't buy. It doesn't give you access to the most important stuff, which is the internal stuff. Like, y'all be taking money too seriously. Like, it's not that serious. Y'all got it. Y'all want rape and pillage? You're doing too much.
I always like to use this
money's not worth my sleep.
People just recording themselves going around agitating people.
I know, and that is weird.
Like, what makes you just want to go into the store and just start agitating people?
That is very weird.
That to me is weird. It's like, because I'm like, if one of them folks run up on me,
no dignity.
Run up on me in the store with some meta glasses on and your phone out.
No dignity.
Like, dude, no.
No dignity. That's another word that people don't use.
For some
dignity.
Views or for some, I don't know. It's weird.
I don't know either. All right, I gotta love y'all.